Hi, I'm Badger and Tux, or Badger, or sometimes I'm just Badge. I've been the top 500 tank player for the past 5 to 6 seasons, around since season 7, 8, and I've been playing ball for pretty much all of those seasons. At the moment, I'm sitting around GM4, but I'm quickly climbing to GM3 and beyond. My peak is rank 32 on the American ladder, and I think I can safely consider myself a ball connoisseur. Wrecking Ball is an interesting character, because you won't really be doing that much shooting and, blocking like a normal tank would. On the other hand, you will be doing a whole lot of rolling, hooking, and slamming. Ball's a weird character, but you'll get used to it. This is my comprehensive guide on this little dumbass. We're going to start off with his primary fire. Ball's primary fire does a decent amount of damage, but it's not really what you're going to be using him for. Unless you can consistently hit headshots, his primary fire kind of isn't worth it. But that's not to say that you should never use it. If you're in a situation where you can't get enough height to hit a pile driver, your hook is on cooldown, you never should just be rolling around unless you know where you're going to reposition and you know that it will benefit your team. You should always take little moments to go, roll around, and fire at the enemy. No second is a wasted second on ball if you're being productive. As long as you are applying pressure to the team, you are doing your job. Ball's next ability is his adaptive shields. When you are near an enemy, you'll gain a certain amount of HP based on your enemy's HP, and then at the end of it, you can redisperse it to your enemies. Well, not at the end of it, you can do it at any time, but most people do it at the end. I'll explain why later, because it's actually for a very interesting reason. Ball's next ability is his hook. In Season 9, his hook has allowed him to retract higher, which has allowed for a lot more interesting stuff you could do with Ball. But the main purposes of Ball's hook are the ability to move across the map very fast, deal damage to your opponents, and lead into pile drivers. Now we move on to his next ability, Pile Driver. Once you hit a certain height in the air, you have the ability to use his pile driver. As you can see, when Ball is on the ground, the pile driver goes to a red zone. But if you hit a certain height like that, you can see it flashes white. And if I stay in that air time for long, it also allows me. So now I can do that. Ball's pile driver does a lot of damage. If I go to, let's say, Tracer, I do a decent amount of damage. That's not bad. It's a tank ability. It's not bad for a tank ability. But it becomes better once we get into the perks. Steamroller allows his roll impact to deal double damage when with tanks. At the moment, that ability is useless. When will it become useful? In the later half of Season 15, during the 6v6 test. Then you will have 2 tanks, which means you're doing technically 200% more damage with 1 Steamroller, if you can hit it correctly. On the other hand, we have his ability, Pack Rat. Pack Rat allows you to get 100 more HP. These old things, health packs. So, whenever you take damage, give it a second. Give it a second. Give it a second. A big health pack will heal for 350, while a small health pack will heal for 175. Ball lives off of health packs. Your supports cannot keep up with you because you're constantly in the enemy's backline, disrupting, hurting, yada yada. So you really need your health packs. His next perks are these two. Transfer Efficiency. When you activate Adaptive Shields, you can technically bring the cooldown to 6 seconds if you're near all 5 of your teammates. Here's the issue with that. It's currently broken. It doesn't work. Like, it does not work properly. It is bugged as hell. And that's why hang time is better. That's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. Next, we're going to go into his ultimate ability, his mines. His mines are very interesting. And it's because his mines actually go a different amount of distance depending on if you're in the air or not. So on the ground, you have that spread of his mines, while in the air, they go much further. It's noticeable the higher up you go, but you get the idea. Something else you can do with Wrecking Ball that's very interesting regarding his ultimate is attract your enemies into it and then pile driver. It's an instant kill for most characters. For most characters. Not Roadhog or any tank, really. Not Ball especially. Now, before I go into the Wrecking Ball technologies... That was cringe. I can't do that again. I need to go into why Ball is the way he is. Wrecking Ball is probably the least picked tank in Overwatch right now. And the reason is, the dev team doesn't know what to do with him. When Overwatch transferred over to Overwatch 2 into a 5v5 format, Ball lost his identity because he went from a tank that disrupts the enemy backline while the rest of the team, you know, plays the game correctly, into a character that kind of just tries the front line, but fails miserably. That is until recently, though. If you've been looking at the top 500 ladder recently, Ball is like one of the most picked tanks. He's become hard meta, and the reason why is because the dev team has kept buffing him. Why? Again, you're probably asking. He had less than a 50% win rate, and they decided that they should buff him. I don't question the Blizzard gods. They made my character good. It took them 15 seasons, but they made my character good. Now it's time for the Wrecking Ball technologies. I did it again! First off, we have a tech that everyone should know. Past tense. And the reason why is because this is a wall jump. Except, you know, if there wasn't a ledge there, I'd go higher and I'd actually get, like, airtime. Anyway, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go up to a ledge, let go of all of your movement keys, and then press space the moment you hit the actual corner. What that allows you to do is get off a pile driver without using your grapple. Now, the reason that's not useful anymore is because Ball's grapple, when not going into fireball mode, has a 1-second cooldown, as you can see in the bottom right. What that allows you to do is go, do this, and then immediately go and do that. Hang time makes it easier, because you're in the air, and by the time that the pile driver is over, your cooldown has already refreshed, so you can just combo into people. Another tech everybody should know that will absolutely infuriate their enemies is the double boop. You're probably wondering how I did that. The way that it works is you hook onto a wall that's behind your enemy, slam into them, go back, and slam into them again. You immediately press S, otherwise the tech actually doesn't work. I failed doing it like 3 times before I managed to get it on camera correctly, so you get the idea. Another great tech utilizes the grapple retract. If you hook onto a ledge, and then press space about halfway through, you fling yourself across the map. This is great for airtime, getting around the map very quickly, or slamming into the entire enemy team. It's strong. One last really fun tech also involves a sort of airtime mechanic, but can just be done from anywhere. You can press his ult in the air, which can trap enemies near you if you pile driver into it. The reason why this is so strong is because you could just spread the bombs out, and they can't do anything about it. The more compact they are allows for a good pile driver, and the more spread out they are allows for your pile driver to miss sometimes. And that's kind of it. Other than that, a lot of it is map awareness and map knowledge. There are a lot of good Wrecking Ball rollout videos you can watch, and I literally do not have the time to tell you all of them. There are hundreds. A couple notable ones are Side Window, our new Queen Street, Lijiang Tower Bridge, and of course the legendary Oasis University map boop. When it comes to map awareness, it's also great to know where your health packs are, because with Pack Rat, you literally don't need your support sometimes. Ball was already insanely difficult to kill in Overwatch 1 when he did have a way to peel. He's now more unkillable in Overwatch 2, not just because everyone has more health, but also because he gains more HP from the fucking health pack. Like, what kind of, what, who, Costa, I let you cook for till now, but like, what the fuck are you, anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Badger and Tux, Badger, Badge, and this was my 2025 Wrecking Ball guide that was insanely scuffed because it's basically all one video. Yeah. I'm gonna go edit this now and cry myself to sleep as Hamster dances in the background. Yeah. Good night.